Hello everyone, welcome to Train Me Buddy. This is Siddharth. In today's video, I am going to discuss about a very important and mostly asked interview question, that is how to identify and delete duplicate records in a SQL table. So in a real-time project, there are a lot of records in your table. So how you'll be identifying that and deleting those records in a table using SQL query. So we have so many ways to do that. In today's video, we'll be discussing about three ways. One is by using the group by and having clause, and we can delete the duplicate rows using the rank function, and we'll go through deleting the duplicate rows using the CT and row number function. So let's see this using the SQL query. So as a method one, we'll be going through how to delete duplicate rows using the group by and having clause. And this is useful when there is a unique row ID or identity column exist in your table. So let me pick up a table. So let's see the customer table data, which is having duplicate. So let me have So as you see here, we have duplicate for customer Harish having 3 records and duplicate for customer Pamelia having 2 records. So how do we delete these duplicate records and keep only one record? So in real-time scenario, you will be having so many records in a table. So you need to use the group by clause first to see whether you have a duplicate in a table. So let's perform that step 1. So let me have the query as select from, I'll have customer, and let's see the output again. So here I need to pull first name, last name, email, and state. Then I need to group by this using these columns so that we can have unique records. So let me put group by first name, last name, email, and state. And let me execute this query. So as you see here, we have only 5 records and these are non-duplicate records. So if you have millions of record in a table, how do you find that you have a duplicate? So you can have counts star and we can have having keyword here, having count greater than 1. So if I execute this query, it will be getting only those records having count greater than 1. So if I run this using only the group by clause, so you can see that it will be showing also those records having 1 count and the records having more than 1 counts which are having duplicates. So when I am using having count star greater than 1, it will be only showing those records which is having duplicate. Okay, so now we have identified the duplicate records. So now how to delete the duplicate records in this customer table. So first let me have the select query, then we'll convert that into a delete query. So select star from customer where, so let me use the identity or unique row ID column ID, which is there in our table, not in. So I'll use this group by. And here I need to get the maximum ID. So this query will be getting us the maximum ID for all the records. So even it will be getting the maximum ID for the record. We are not having the duplicate. So we have 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. So if we see the customer table, you can see that we have 3. This is part of the duplicate entries. Then 4, which is not having duplicate. 5 is also not having duplicate. Then it is getting 7 as a maximum out of those 2 duplicates for the customer Pamelia and 8. So which is not having the duplicate. Basically, we are not going to delete these entries which are having the maximum ID. So that means it will be only keeping one record from each customer. Let me execute this query and you see that it is picking up only those records we are going to delete which are duplicated. So let me convert this select query to a delete query. So you can have delete from customer where ID not in. So I am having this select max ID from customer group by first name, last name, email, and state. So if you execute this query, so it affected 3 rows from customer table. So now let's see whether we have the duplicate entry or not. So let me go back to this query, and you see that there is no duplicate for customer Haris and Pamelia. So now we have the duplicate data deleted. So we have small set of data. So we can go with the select star from customer and see that we don't have the duplicate. However, when you have millions of records, how do you check that? So we can use this group by query with the required set of columns for which we are going to check the duplicate. And let me check this query using the group by and having. So now we don't have any entries duplicated. So we don't see any record here. So this is how you can check and delete duplicate in a table using the group by and having clause. Now let's see another method, how to delete duplicate rows using the rank function. So let's see the data for customer again. And here we have duplicate data for customer Haris and Pamelia. So we can use the same group by query to check the duplicate entries. So we have the duplicate entry. So let me have the rank function. So let's have rank over, then let me take it down, partition by, and I'll be using the same set of columns using which I am getting the duplicate. Then order by, so I'll be using ID. Let me give the alias as, let me put RNK, and let's see the data. So after executing this query, we can see that the rank function has categorized each duplicate records with a rank as per the number of rows we are having duplicates. So here for the customer Haris, we have 3 numbers with a sequence, and for those records we are not having duplicate, we can see that there is 1 for each record. And another record for the customer Pamelia, we are having 2 records. So it is ranked with 1 and 2. So basically, we need to delete the records which are having duplicates. So we can consider the rank 1 to keep those records and the rank which is greater than 1 to be deleted. So for that, we need to have this query as select star. Let me put from customer. Let me put alias C, and let's have inner join. Let me convert this as a subquery and table as T on T dot ID equal to C dot ID. And let me have here star comma T dot RNK. It will be coming from the subquery. And let me execute. Okay, so we have the rank coming properly. So let me put this with a where clause, where T dot RNK greater than 1. And execute, and this will be getting those records we are going to delete. So let me convert this query into a delete query. And always it is very helpful when you are using a select query and verifying the data before you delete any records from your table. So let me have delete, and here I need to refer to the alias C, delete C, because it will be deleting the data from this customer table. So let me execute this. And this affected 3 rows. Now let me verify the data from customer table, and we don't have any duplicate record. And we can verify whether there is any record with duplicate. Let's say we have a lot of records in our table. We can go with this group by query. So let me execute this, and we don't have any duplicate records available in the customer table. So this is how we can use the rank function to delete duplicate from a table. So let's see the third method of deleting the duplicate records today. So we'll be using CTE and row number function to delete the duplicate entries. And this will be very useful when you are working on a real-time project and you don't have an identity column or unique row ID column to refer to the duplicate entries by that identity column. So for this, I'll be using another table called customer 1. So which is not having any identity column. So you see here that we have same set of duplicate records without the identity columns. So we have customer Haris having 3 records and Pamelia having 2 records. So let's run this query using the group by and having, and you see that there are 2 customer entries having duplicate. So let's write the CTE and row number to find how to delete the duplicate records. So let me have the CTE. So with CTE, you can give any name, but I'm going with the CTE as the name of the CTE. And let me take all these columns. And as I am going to use an alias row number, let me put the row number here as RN. And let me start as starting bracket. And let me copy this query. And let me have the row number here. So row number function. I don't need a star. Let me take it down. Row number over. Let me copy these columns and partition by all these columns. Order by all these columns. First name, last name, email, and state as RN. Okay, and I don't need this group by. Let me delete it. And let me do a select star from CTE. Okay, so let me execute this query. So now as you see that for the customer record Haris, we have the row number 1, 2, 3. And for the customer record Pamelia, we have the row number 1, 2. And for other records which are not having any duplicate, we have 1 each in the row number. So this row number will come according to the number of duplicates you are having and based on the partition by you are using. So basically when you use the partition by, it will be taking those columns as a group and creating a row number against that. So here we need to delete those records which are having the row number greater than 1, right? So we need to have where Rn greater than 1. And let me execute this query. And we need to delete these records, right? So let me convert this query as delete and execute. So it deleted 3 records. So 3 rows affected. Now let's see whether we have a duplicate in this customer 1 table. So we don't have any duplicate. Also, we can execute this group by having clause. So we don't have any record written for the duplicate. So this is how you can identify and delete the duplicate from a table. I hope this video is useful for you. I'm going to put more and more interview questions in my upcoming videos. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit on the bell icon so that you'll be notified for the upcoming and new videos. Thank you.